We have our chest press machine. So this is working our chest area, the entire pectoral. You can see the machine is labelled on each of the piece of equipment. I've already adjusted my seat height. For my height, I'm at level 4. If you're on the shorter side, you're going to be coming up. Taller side, you're going to be going down in numbers. Right, we want to have the handles in line with our chest. So that's why it's important to be able to adjust our seat. Pressing straight on out. Not so our elbows lock out though, so they're slightly bent. Coming all retracting so it's in line as far as we can without overexerting, and pressing back out. It's important. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale on the hard part of the exercise. It's going to be working our entire pectoral area. Slightly more advanced from our vertical traction, we'll go for our lat pull down, which is the cable machine. If we need to, we can adjust for underneath our knees, depending on how tall you are, so how much room or space you need to keep your knees nice and snug. Ensure that we've already selected our weight. Grabbing a hold of the handle. Now we don't want to have a close grip. We want to have the slightly wider, so on the curvature down. Sitting down, back up nice and straight. Bring it all the way down in line with our chest. So we don't want to be stopping it at our eyes. We want to bring it down to our chest. Retracting back, not locking out the elbows, so keeping them slightly bent. Exhale. Inhale, back remaining nice and straight and tall. And we're coming to a count of 3 for each. So 1, 2, 3, controlled, and back, 2, 3, controlled. Working our back now, so our entire back region. We're going to be jumping on our vertical traction, what's called in the ladies' gym. Adjust our seat so it's correct height for us. I'm at a level 4. If you're shorter, go shorter to 3 or 2. Taller, go taller. Grabbing the hold of the handles if you need to. Stand up if you're not tall enough. Bring it down with you. Back connected to the bench. Bringing it down, squeezing those traps behind you. Extending up. Try not to lock out the elbows, keeping them slightly bent. Exhale. Inhale. Our feet are planted firmly on the ground in front of us. Looking straight forward. We have our shoulder press machine, so it's working the entire shoulder. We're going to be using our yellow tab to adjust our seat height accordingly, depending on how tall you are. The shorter, the higher. The taller, the lower the seat comes. Adjusting our weight. Then we want to have our shoulder starting point, so our thumbs should be in line with our shoulders. If they're too high, bring the seat, adjust it. If your hands are too low, it's not at the correct height. Pressing straight up towards the sky. Try not to lock out the elbows. Bring it on back. Resting the head. Exhale up, 2, 3, and back down, 2, 3. Pressing from the shoulders, 2, 3, and back down, 2, 3. Nice and controlled. We're going to be working our biceps next, okay, so our guns. So we're going to be using our preacher curl or our arm curl machine. So adjusting our seat height again at the appropriate level, using the yellow to adjust it up or down. I'm having it at a level 4. If you're on the shorter side, go lower in numbers. Ensure you've adjusted your weight stack. We want to have our back connected to the bench behind us, bringing it up. So if you haven't adjusted the seat height correctly, you're going to be clinking your weight stack too soon. Elbows remain beside us, curling up. Exhale on the hard part, so exhale up, 2, 3, and pause, and down, 2, 3. Inhale. Our tricep push down, so any cable machine will do that has an upper lever connection. We're going to be using our straight bar with this one. Our feet are staggered. Elbows are tucked into our side, nice and tall throughout the back. Extending the elbows straight down. So our upper arm doesn't move. The only moving point is our elbow with this one. So coming straight back behind. Now, if you wish to engage your core a little bit more, which means that you're not allowing as much stability throughout the body, you can split the legs, so stagger the stance. Elbows remain by your side. Exhale, 2, 3, and inhale, 2, 3. Control. We don't want the elbows to be coming out and down from our chest, our lower chest. We want to be really working our tricep to help that lower arm area. We now have our leg press machine, which is a compound leg exercise, so it's using multiple muscle groups. We're going to adjust our back so we can see the numbers at the rear. So I'm going to be putting it at 4 because that's correct for my height. Now just keep in mind of how much you weigh. For you to get up and down to the toilet seat, you can pick up your own body weight. So use your body weight as an indication when you're selecting a weight to be able to be pressing through. Placing our feet on the pad in front of us, our feet to our knees, to our hips, to our shoulders. So our feet aren't close together, our knees aren't touching. They're stationed apart, but not too wide apart. Full back connection onto the pad work behind us. We don't want to be using our hands for this one, keeping it down beside you, pressing through all balls of the feet to extend back with our knees. No locking out, keeping them slightly bent, retracting back through. So we want to have our knees about a 90-degree angle, pressing through. If you're not getting a 90-degree angle, you possibly are too far away, or if your knees are too up close to you, you're too close, too forward, so you will need to adjust your seat. So pressing through all balls of the feet, 1, 2, 3, and back, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, control it back. Don't clunk the weights, control, and pressing through all feet. Don't let the knees flow out, don't let the knees come in. So depending if you roll your feet, you may experience that as well. We have our calf raises now, so our calves are our lower section of our legs. We adjust our weight to what we feel is reasonable, keeping in mind what your own body weight is, because you can do your own body weight. This is on top of. If you need to adjust the height for your pad work, do so, up or down. Coming down is for shorter, higher is for taller. We're coming underneath. Our toes to our mid zone, not to our arches, is on the platform. Standing up tall, so this is where we're tall. Coming down, we let our heels come down, and coming back up. Very important that our spine stays straight throughout this. So letting the heels come down and back up. Our feet are not close together. And a slight pause at the top will really help. Try not to roll on the outside of your little toes. When you're coming and finished, bending the knees and coming back off. We're now going to be working our abdominal muscles, so we're going to be going on an ab machine. I've adjusted already the height of where I want the seat to be. Adjust the weight accordingly. Make sure your ankles are tucked in tight. Now, the ankles here are not to be helping you heave. We want the motion and exercise to be coming from our abdominals, so don't be putting pressure throughout those legs. The hardest part of this exercise is the initial pullover. So once you pull it over, then that's the hardest part. When we're coming back, we want to be able to still come back, so then we are touching, so the weight should just touch and then we'll come again. Our eye line should be following through with our upper body. So exhale, inhale. Count 1, 2, 3, and control 2, 3. Back again, 2, 3, and control 2, 3. Right, use of a treadmill is relatively easy, but if you are uncertain of use of a treadmill, each machine will have a safety latch. So with that safety latch, if you attach the clip to yourself, your t-shirt, when this retracts off, it will stop. So when you get too close to the end of the belt, it will stop. So to start the treadmill again, you will need to reattach your safety latch and you'll be able to start again. Now, to turn the treadmill on, we push green for go, and that will start our treadmill. 3, 2, 1. And if you want to increase the speed, we need to push our plus signal, so for faster. So just keeping in mind how fast you walk to get inside the club today, okay? An average speed for somebody walking, depending on their age, but normally nobody walks at a slower speed than 4 kilometers an hour, and it just increases from there depending on how fast you walk. Now, if you wish to incline the treadmill, we can incline the treadmill, meaning inclining the belt or the bed, so it's simulating that the same as it would be on a hill. If we ever wish to stop, we push stop, and it will stop. Belt stop. Okay, simple and easy. All right, there are various different steppers available. This one over here is a climber stepper, so if you wish to use that one, you can. Today I'm going to be using this stepper right here. Okay, so if these ones here, a lot of the equipment at the latest gym or in the mixed gym is self-generated, which means it will power up as soon as you start using it. So it doesn't need to be connected to power, so you're creating and generating your own energy, and the earth will love you. All right, so once you've generated enough power, the screen will turn on. We're going to push quick start for go, and with our quick start, we can adjust our effort level, so our resistance. So that means the higher the resistance the faster we need to step. Now with our goal, just think about how quick you would be stepping if you're going up a flight of stairs. You don't want to be doing it too easy, because remember, this is your cardio component. So this is where we're going to be burning fat and burning our calories.